Have you ever not been to be recognized in a public space? And every tribe that has tuned in.
MURNIs. Drink it cold.
I'm regretting. Why am I doing this again?
And every tribe that is tuned in. Welcome to another special, dazzling, marvelous, elegant, beautiful show of Celebrity Couch Edition. And ladies and gentlemen, the making of art and visuals is continuing with Rodindera, Stanley, Sikita, Brown Sugar. How's it, my guy?
Oh man,
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Is the sound of the chair gonna be on the
Do you think we're doing comedy here, Chief?
I'm just checking. Is it making enough noise? Okay. I was just trying to get comfortable.
This is not stage comedy, Chief.
Why did I do that too? No,
Why are you Brown Sugar? Are you a fan of sugar? Or salati?
No, the brown sugar, that's a very interesting where the name comes from.
Sure.
I've been on radio
Sure.
For the past 10 years as Stanley Brown.
Okay.
And for the past 10 years, excluding this year, I've been doing late night shows where you play your love songs. I've been doing love shows, they call them love shows. So because of that and the music and who I was during the show, people started taking the Stanley Brown, the Brown name, and be like, yeah, you know, the way you're so sweet behind the microphone,
sweet.
You're like the brown sugar. So that's where it comes from.
Do you think you're sweet?
It depends.
Can any of your ex confirm that?
Yeah, they can. They can.
You're sweet, nah?
They can. But I get it. But you know when you're fighting with someone, right?
Sure.
People tend to forget everything good that you've done.
Sure.
They only think about the last thing that happened.
Sure.
So yeah, they can. I'm a nice guy to nice people.
Nah. And to bad people, you're not nice.
I give you the energy you give me. That's what I do.
Okay. Okay. Let's recap on your upbringing. When you were growing up, you grew up with low self-esteem.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I want to know what was the cause of that. Because as a young child, you don't think of many things, but when you were growing up with low self-esteem.
Upbringing and the people that you grow up next to, be it your peers, be it how everyone treats you around. So with me, it was, I would say, family. Because I was a quiet person. Like I was not really that active. I prefer my own space. And then when people don't understand you, they tend to say a lot of things about you. You know, people used to say this to my mom. And all of that. So I don't know. Naturally, I was just shy. I was not really a
Was it true?
People's person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
You were a spoiled brat.
I don't think I would say spoiled. I was a child because you see, when 5 years back,
Sure.
I was gonna admit that I was a spoiled brat.
Sure.
No. So now I've seen this through my child, right? That nobody's spoiling her. She's just
Becomes natural.
Yeah, she's this person, and if she wants something, she has to get it. So as a child, when you
It's in the genes.
When you want something and you're not getting it, what do?
So it's
you
in the
cry,
genes. Yeah,
right? So
sure.
that's what I used to do.
So because you had it and your daughter has it, also your father was the same.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Okay. But when you ask,
Never asked.
why?
I've never got an opportunity
To be in the
ask
space.
him.
Oh, okay. But you grew up in the same space with him.
When I was a teenager, not back then.
Okay. And your mom?
Yeah, my mom. Yeah, there and there. I grew up with the person who was actually really close to me was my granny. She's still around.
From your mother's side?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, she was. Yeah, she's been hands-on from day one. Even like I grew up thinking she was my mom.
Okay. But what happened to your mother? I mean, to your father, sorry.
Well, I guess this time was up.
As long as you're there.
The thing is, you're laughing, but it's not a laughing matter.
I know, Chip.
But no, I don't blame you.
You're making it fun.
That's what I said.
His time was up.
Yeah, it's time.
Sure.
At the end of the day, we're all gonna pass on at some point. So I guess.
I thought you mean his time was up, like with you.
No.
Okay.
It passed on.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
It passed on. Why did I make a joke about this?
Because you think we're making comedy. Everything that we do, ever since we arrived here.
I live in this bubble that I created for myself, ne? That I don't really take. I don't allow any negative type of energy to shoot at me, and now I'm gonna receive it in a negative way. I'm always gonna turn it into something to laugh at. That's what I do.
Do you blame your upbringing for who you are today or not? What do you say so?
I can't blame my upbringing. I think at everything that I'm good at now, and how I perceive the world and how I see the world. If it wasn't for the upbringing, I don't think I was going to be well mentally equipped to be aware of that, or to be like that, or to be the person I am today. You know, yeah, maybe it has some negative effects on certain things, but sometimes those things are to build us to be who we are. You know, if you have a soft upbringing, sometimes you become a soft person, and when you become a soft person, you can't deal with life's challenges. When you become an adult and reality hits you, and you have no skills whatsoever to deal with reality things in your adult space. So I guess if I was, I could have chosen if I had a choice, but I think because we don't choose, I can't really say I blame the upbringing. I can't. I don't think it was anyone's fault.
Because you had to go through that path.
Yes, like everyone else. So yeah.
But I don't know if this is true. I heard that you tried to commit suicide several times.
Yeah, that's true.
As a child, you can't think of many things, especially suicide. What made you think suicide is the best option?
I wasn't.
For what you were going through.
I don't think I would say I was a child, but I was, because I was. This came after when I was 17, 18. So I'm well aware of my surroundings then. So I can't say it's I was a child. So I was aware of a lot of things that were happening. You know, I could tell if somebody doesn't like me or not. It's either from home or whatever. All these things. Not to say that people didn't like me at all. I'm just saying, that's when, for most of us, that's when reality starts to hit you. You feel like you're failing. You have this pressure also to to perform certain things in a good way, like maybe in school, and there's competition everywhere. So I guess I was not mentally equipped to deal with such pressure of life, I guess.
But how did it felt the first time you tried to commit suicide afterwards? And after you failed, how did it felt?
Horrible, because the most horrible part was that people just find out that I'm sick, not knowing what I'm sick from.
You ate something?
Yes.
Okay.
Not
What did you
knowing what
eat?
I'm sick from. I don't remember. I mixed stuff, chemicals.
Okay.
Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. So they didn't manage to do their job. So I got sick, and everyone was asking, "Hey, what's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
I kind of stayed in the hospital for quite a while.
Months,
Hence,
weeks.
Hence, I knew what was wrong with me, but
Yeah.
I couldn't say.
But why did you thought it was the best solution? Why didn't you maybe talk to grandma or something?
You know, I get that question a lot, and I've suffered. I'm 32 now. Suffered from depression from the age of 18. Let me say that. And if there's one thing I've learned about anxiety is that from a distance, it looks like, but you had a choice. You know, but you get to a point where nothing makes sense. Nothing matters. You feel there's this pain that you feel like, nah, I can't deal with this. I can't take this anymore. And people will be like, why can't you talk? And then the problem with it, when you talk to people, you often get, comments that makes things worse. They don't make you feel better, you know. You hear people saying, we should have more exciting so. And I'm like, yeah, for you. You're saying that from your point of view of life, not from my point of view. And another thing is that people don't get this because depression is not. It's not how I wake up feeling like I'm moody or whatever. Because people really confuse it with it. You're not moody. Sometimes it goes to a point where you just wake up and feel like, there's something that is weighing on me. You don't know what it is. Maybe because there are certain things behind that you haven't solved, or a certain void that it hasn't been filled. And you're there and you're like, today is just not a good day for me. And when people ask you, you don't know. You're just feeling that way. You're just feeling heavy. You know, some point to certain points, it goes to a point where you don't know how to control it. You know, and you feel like it's gaining on you, and the next thing, everything is a problem. And then now you're thinking of taking your life. Well, I had my reasons when I was older. When back then, I think I was just going through, I would say some emotional type of abuse from everyone who was surrounding me at the time. And I don't think, emotionally there.
Okay.
And I don't think they were aware.
Okay.
I don't think they were aware that they were doing that.
Because of what actually? Because of your performance at school?
No. I don't want to get into this because this will implicate a lot of people, and I've decided to put that in the past.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair. But what does your grandma say now after you are back from the hospital?
She was worried sick. I think I almost killed her a couple of times.
Yeah, because of stress.
Yes. But and I've done it again, and it got into a point where I would do it, but no one will know. You know, no one will know what was happening.
But it was not your time.
It wasn't. Yeah, no, I don't think it will ever be my time.
What keeps
so I've tried that so many times, dude.
Sure.
And I've been failing. The last time I did that, that's when I was that. I thought this is it. Chiki.
What kept triggering your mind, or let me just do this again?
I think one of my problems is I'm too trusting.
Okay.
I trust easily. I let someone in my space.
Yeah.
And then, I'm gonna invest. If it's a friendship, if it's a relationship, I'm gonna invest so much in it to a point where I do not leave the room for disappointment.
Sure.
Yes. And then in the end, you'd find people actually plotting against you.
And people who are around you.
or someone you're with, or someone you're dating for that matter, because that has happened once.
Okay.
Someone, you have plans, and then you share your plans with that particular person. This is because that's the person you're closest with. You feel like this is. I mean, we are a team. You share plans, and you find out that person is using your plans to actually, go against you in some way or another. It was one of those things.
Were you inventing something or what?
Was I?
Were you inventing something like the plans that you're talking about?
No, not necessarily inventing, but most of the things were, when you are going through something, everybody goes through something. But likely for some people, they have a support system where you could go to someone and be like, I'm going through this and that, and then they're able to not necessarily help you with whatever you might need, but at least to talk to you, give you advices, motivation of some sort. I'm a loner. I think at some point in my life, because of how people used to treat me, I closed everyone out. So when I go through stuff, it eats me by myself. I don't share it with anyone. And another thing why I don't share things with people is that I've realized that when you share insensitive issues about yourself with people, when you argue, when you fight or whatever, they use that against you.
It's like their weak points.
This is one of the reasons why people don't talk. Because when they talk, when you're angry at them, that's what you're gonna use. When you're having an argument and you feel like you're losing the argument, you're gonna be like, that's why your father used to beat you up.
But your father didn't used to beat you up.
No, I'm just making an example.
I was curious.
I'm just making an example. One will tell you, that's why your mother never loved you, if that's the case, that's why you don't have anyone.
That's bad.
So would you, like, when you go through something, are you gonna tell that person? Are you gonna feel free to sit down with someone and be like, yo, listen, things are bad. This is, you can't. You just deal with it as your own. And society has made a point that when you're going through something as a man, be a man. I hate that statement.
But even though for the wrong, be wrong.
This is what it's killing people. I think it's one of those things. It's like I was trying to be a man. And I couldn't. So you're bottling things down, and if they don't turn you to be suicidal, they turn you to be an abuser. One of the two, because you're just angry.
Because you have to take out the anger.
Yes. So it's either that or you're gonna abuse someone.
But how do you come around the things that you were facing? Overcome everything.
Would I say would I say I've overcome that? I feel like, but because the last time I tried the very last time.
When was that?
September last year.
Last year?
Yes.
Shit.
And I will tell you this. Ever since then, my life has been great.
Ever since
there were certain things I needed to put behind me, So I did that. And I was like, this was the drag all along. So,
you had to figure it out later. September last year.
Yeah.
Yes. How do you do that actually? Like, do you speak to those people and tell them, Mori, now we don't talk anymore, or what?
Sometimes you don't have to. Sometimes you just have to move on with your life. Like, sometimes people just have to figure it out. And like, no, this guy doesn't talk to me anymore. I wonder what I've done. Like, no, you haven't done anything. You're just a drag. So I don't want that.
As a parent, how can one protect their children from depression?
I think I always say this, I always say this, and it's not everyone, but most of us, our generation, the 90s, the 80s. I always say this. This might come as an insult, but it's not. It's my observation. We were raised as pets. You'll agree with me. We were raised as pets.
Okay.
And that's wrong. Our parents, as long as you are fed,
sure.
As long as you have eaten, as long as you have a roof over your head,
sure.
What are you worried about? That's what we do to pets.
Sure.
You feed it. You build a smaller house in the corner. What else does it need?
Sure.
If you have a cat, a cat is a cuddler. If you have a cat and the cat is coming to you, you're gonna kick it away. That's what our parents used to do. So because of that, the relationship between a parent and a child becomes a bit distant. Is because providing for a child, it's not parenting. It's just a part of parenting. Your child has to be, you have to be a friend of your child. But either way, because now I don't want to mislead people. I've seen people who want to be cool parents. That's okay. But you can't be a cool parent and also forget to be a parent. Someone who is a cool parent or who just wants to be a cool parent and forget to be a parent, you know, you want to be a cool parent, but you're forgetting you're still a parent.
Like Ubadaisa as in they are allowing them or they're doing it with them.
I've seen like kids as old as 3.
Yeah.
Kadai. They've been videos. You know, I get it. People want to be like, nah, I'm a cool parent. But you're still a parent at the end of the day. Be a cool parent, but be a parent at the same time. So be your child's friend, but do not forget to be a parent at the same time. You know, what do I mean by that? Your child should be able to come to you with issues, to talk about you, to talk with you about certain issues when they're not happy. You know, they should be, you know, be able to come to you and say, hey, I'm going through this and that. That's when you are too close. You are a friend of your child, but you should also be a parent. That means there are somewhere where you draw the lines. Like, I'm friendly and all that with you, but at the end of the day, I'm still your father. I'm still your mother. You know. So be a friend of your child.
In short, you have to give them love.
Yes, and that's a very deep issue, because I will tell you this.
Yeah,
I'll tell you this. When kids are not loved the way they should, and they grow up, you know what they do? When they start dating, they look for that type of love. Oh, yes. So some of the reasons why so many relationships of young people don't work is because they're not getting what they're expecting from their partners, because they're there. If it's a girl and she never had a father's love, when she meets a guy, she's expecting a father's love from the guy, and when you don't have the capabilities of giving her that, you're gonna do what you can, you know, and when she feels like you're not giving her what she wants, and at that particular time, she does not know what she wants. She does not know that she's feeling a void of a father with you. So she's just gonna feel like,
this guy's not doing the right thing.
It's not. I guess it's not for me. Same. We also do that as guys. You know, we look for love. When you find a girl, you want a mother. You want a mother, and she's not being your mother. She's being your girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then you feel like, no, she's not enough. She's not doing the right things. She's not.
And this is where we'll think they are doing it because of hunger, and they don't know.
So it's a problem. So for us, these young generations who we have kids, if you want your child to have healthy relationships in the future, love them. You just, that's all. You need to do that. You need to do that, so that they don't feel like they need to find that love
from someone
else, because they will never.
And loving them doesn't mean to spoil them.
Well, you can spoil, but
not in a bad way.
But they are, don't forget to be a parent. You know,
that's the bottom line.
Yeah, don't forget to be a parent. Do everything nice for your kids.
Sure.
But don't forget to be a parent.
Sure.
Think of what you're doing. If what you're doing is making them more softer, then you're creating a problem also for yourself as a parent, because when they grow older, then you're not going to be able to set foot and say, hey, we don't do this. Now, I believe a child is you know, I believe in a married type of stuff. This is what you do. Allow your children to make decisions, even from younger age. Even you see, my daughter is 5. I ask her what she wants. What do you want to do? And she has ideas, surprisingly. So because they have feelings as well. So it's then when they make wrong decision that you say, why do you want to do this? They will give you reasons, and then whenever you can correct them based on what you know. That's how it should be.
But how does it feel to be a parent?
It's great and stressing at the same time. It's great, but you know, what happens when you're a parent is that whatever you do, it's no longer about you. Whatever decision you make, it's not about you anymore.
When you eat outside, you think, my parent might not be eating.
Those are for mothers. Mothers feel like they do. I eat, right? Those are mothers' instincts. Like, where's my child eating? Like, yeah, no, I send them money. She's eating. That's for parents. That's for mothers. You know, with the fathers, we don't. I remember there was a time where I was spending some time with my daughter. She was like 7-8 months old, and then we went to the shopping mall. We were in Venda. And then she started crying, and everyone was like, "Why?" Like, she cries, but today is just. And then later, and someone just after some time, just like, "Has she eaten?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, she's hungry." Because I'm a father.
But you're still with the mother, ne?
Yes.
Because I'm asking this because our generation is the generation when you will find the mother and the father split it. This is the generation that we're growing up into.
Yes, that's true.
What do you think of that?
I don't know. I think the issue with that is that people, our generation, we have a different idea of relationships,
different perspectives.
Yeah, like we don't have the same mindset as our parents used to have about relationships. It's now. When there are issues in the relationship raising up, we don't want to solve them. We just want to, he lied to me about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Deal it with anger. Yeah.
I'm moving on. There's so much out there. It's about that, and reality is, you might be running away from little things going to worse. She cheated on me, so I'm gonna find someone who doesn't cheat, and you go.
Yeah, that's true.
Go meet a player.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
So we don't have the urge to solve problems in relationships. We run away from solving issues. I can't stand for that. No one has time for bullshit. So everything is bullshit, and I don't think there's a relationship that is solid.
Sure.
Without its challenges, it's people just need to talk it out, forgive each other if you are, and that's depending on who you are. But everyone has their own opinion on how a relationship should be. Not myself, I don't ask for advices in relationships. I will never do that. I don't take quotes from TikTok just because it sounds relevant and be like, yeah, this is how love is supposed to be. Because that's just someone's opinion,
Sure.
So some will even advise you based on their experience, and that is your experience.
You're different with your
That's your experience.
Yeah,
that's
of
not
course.
mine. That's because when you went through shit in your
Or you're
relationship,
with a different person.
it doesn't mean everyone is going through shit. Some people are happy.
But I can relate, man, because after all, life doesn't have a manual book. You just have to learn every day.
Even your father is still learning. Probably still even learning about
this is not about me, Chief. This is about
I'm
you.
just making an example. Or nobody has ever graduated from life.
Sure.
So until you die,
That's
you're
powerful.
learning. You're learning every day.
powerful. That's
You're learning
powerful.
every day.
Yeah, that's true.
As long as you're still breathing, you're learning. Just that there are people who refuse to learn. There are people who and that's when you make a lot of mistakes. When you feel like, I know, I've been around. You make a lot of mistakes because you don't leave the room to learn. Now, times are changing, people are changing, there's always new stuff happening. If someone is trying to give you a different window to look at something and you're like, no, I know better because I'm older. So you don't learn. Or when you're always talking. I know of several people who, when you are with them, you're going to be hearing whatever, you're going to be hearing them. They don't have time to listen to anything. People like that never learn anything. Because, they say when you talk, you're just reciting what you already know. But when you listen, you might hear things you never knew.
Yeah.
You see,
Yeah, that's true.
So now my tactic is, if I'm around people, I observe, I joke around a lot. But if there are serious conversations and I'm like, okay, this is deep, I keep quiet and
Joke
listen.
around.
And listen. And that's when you learn about people. That's when you be like, this is dumb. That's how you learn. You're like, damn. That's just smart. And you're like, oh, this guy is wise. That's how you. When you keep quiet, that's what you learn. That's me.
This guy.
Haven't you ever have a conversation with someone, and during the conversation you're like, oh my god, this person is dumb. Haven't you ever went through this?
Of course, but I want to drop names.
Yeah. No, don't. You're like, oh my god, this guy is dumb. I should take you serious. And then, so yeah, because when you listen, you learn. But when you want to be the one talking, you miss out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Do you do gospel comedy to overshadow what you went through as a child?
I used to do that a lot.
Yeah, gospel comedy.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was gospel comedy.
Okay.
I don't really have a comedy genre.
Okay.
Because but I used to, like, my comedy was clean. I would never swear on stage.
And because you're a Christian, I know.
Yeah, I would never do that. I would never make sex jokes. No matter how much
It's taboo.
No matter how much tempted I was to make that. So I used to have a lot of sex jokes where I'm like, I can't.
Can you throw me one?
No.
Come on, Tim.
I cannot do that to myself. Let me not sabotage myself.
Okay.
Sure. I used to, but I haven't done comedy in a long time.
It's really nice out here. Your neighbors are cooking nice. Eee. Can you smell that?
It's onion. I haven't done comedy in a long time.
Sure.
Are you hungry? Because when you smell onion and you feel like, that's nice. That's when you.
Jim, come on. Okay. It's chicken.
No, that's onion.
Try to smell.
No, I know onion. I burn it every day.
Okay, it's fine. Continue.
So yeah, I haven't done comedy in like what, 2018, 19,
it's been
2020, 2021. Yeah, I haven't done because of depression, like, Yeah, life was fun, I guess, when I was doing comedy, and then jiggy life is not fun anymore. Nothing was there for me to laugh at. So I couldn't find jokes anymore. So I said no. But the truth is, I couldn't. I the kind of time where I didn't want to be around people.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be around people. Like, I would avoid crowds. I think that's when I lost even a lot of. I used to have a lot of friends. That's when I lost even a lot of friends, because they were like, yeah, you had to. You need to find that. At the time I was like full time there, but you'll never bump into me.
Okay.
Because what I do is I go to. When I leave my place, I go to work.
Yeah.
After work, I'm going back to my place or church. Or you bump into
your
me.
ladies.
Mistake.
Or you go to your ladies' place.
Nah, hardly. Come to my place.
Easy, my daughter.
Because I never really. I was even now I'm an indoor person. Like,
if they want you, they come here. They.
This guy, who's dating? But yeah, but if you want me, you come to my place. That's the deal. That's what I do.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't need to do. But these days I do a lot of traveling. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm always like Pretoria, Joburg.
A few days you were at Alois.
Yeah, I do that a lot. I've managed to make some old friends there. So yeah, but half the time I'm at my space. You give me internet, I'm good.
That's what you want.
I don't friends
and your keyboard.
Yeah. This guy. Yeah, I don't know how to play those.
But when I got here, you were telling me you know how to play it.
I do. I used to.
Okay.
Now I'm relearning. I'm in the tutor. Because I haven't touched this thing in what. Before recently, like 4 years.
Just like comedy.
Yeah. I used to play at church and then.
Mutagune.
Yeah, and then I got a new job.
That's not an excuse, Chief.
No. The thing is, the job was too exciting.
Okay. The current job.
I'm like, no, the previous one. Okay. I'm like, these things are for kids now, eh?
Oh.
We have important things to do now.
Yeah, because that radio was like big from the previous radio station.
And I was working on Sundays.
Oh, yes.
That's
Who introduced you to gospel? I mean, to comedy, sorry.
Who introduced me to comedy? I bumped into...
Mr. Major.
Nah.
Okay.
I bumped into a DVD.
Okay.
Of Trevor Noah.
Okay.
I was not aware of a stand-up comedy or whatever at the time. I was like,
And that time you knew who he was.
no.
Okay.
I've seen him on TV though.
But you don't know him.
And it's like, I'm listening to this guy. It was, back then we used to buy those Pirates DVDs, and it was supposed to be Brenda Fassie. Then when I play Trevor Noah, Daywalker, whatever, I'm like, okay. Oh, this guy is funny. And
But that time you can't even understand what they're saying.
I could. But then that was then. And then now I'm aware there's this thing called comedy. Oh, okay. And then now everywhere I am, everything, how you ask me a question, how I answer it, you can simply just ask me how. Have you eaten? I'm gonna say something stupid that you're gonna laugh at. That's me, right? So when yes, when so when I yes.
I think you're going to say something stupid.
No, I'm trying to.
This guy.
We can cancel this thing. If you want to know about me eating, I'll tell you how many times I ate.
Sure.
Anyway, back to the serious stuff. So when I was in tertiary,
Sure.
when we used to do
That was Univen.
No.
Okay.
College.
Wait.
GP. I went to college first and then I did the university later.
TEF or Univen?
No, I did UNICEF. You saw me at
Was it did you?
Univen. I was
No,
working there. I was not a student.
No, besides that, I don't know. I think we once talked about this and you told me you went to TEF or Univen. I'm not sure.
No. TEF, I only went there to register. It didn't work out. So I went to college.
But at least I have a good memory.
So when I was in the college, when we make presentations, and I was studying media, when we made presentations, now I would not carry notes. I would just go there, sometimes unprepared. So whenever I feel like I'm forgetting what I'm supposed to be saying, I would throw in a joke or something. And then I became famous for that in the class. So there was an event at school this other day.
Sure.
I was looking for a toilet on the other side of the premises.
Okay.
And then I got inside a hall where there was an event backstage. And one of my lecturers was there.
Sure.
I don't know what was happening. And then she's like, as we're still waiting for whoever is coming to the stage, this is our comedian of the school. And I'm like, what? So she gave me the microphone. And I'm there trying to, it was so weird. And I'm there trying to explain to her and everyone else. Because people were like, hey, comedian, when, how, Johnny?
Sure.
And I'm there, I'm like, hey, no, I came here looking for the toilet. I came here looking for the toilet. Since when am I a comedian? This is so unprofessional. So I spent that 5 minutes trying to explain myself.
Sure.
Trying to explain myself that I'm not I'm not a comedian. And the more I'm explaining that, the more everyone is laughing at that. And then I throw at the microphone and I was like, I thought you were professional. So I went out, stormed out, and then people were like, yo, dude, I didn't know you were really good at this. I'm like, dude, good at what? I'm not a comedian. I don't know what happened in there. I don't know what happened in there.
But what was going on in your mind that time?
I had to explain myself. What the hell? So and I was asking, honey, what's going on in there? Because, and then from then on.
But wait, you didn't say you were looking for the toilet in front of the audience.
I did. Because this is what happened. Like, that very moment,
sure.
when I, the stage had curtains, so now I got lost. Right? There's behind the stage. There's an exit. There's an exit sign there. So I went. It's a door. When I opened the door, after the door there's a curtain. So I did this to the. She noticed me. She's like, our comedian of the school. I'm like, And he's like, yeah, no. And then she gave me the microphone. Then I'm like, no. I'm actually lost. I'm looking for a button.
That's why the audience were even hearing what you're saying.
Yes, dude. I was holding the microphone already. No, I'm looking for that's how this comedy.
That's how the journey started.
Yeah, so we decided every time when they had like events, they would say the media students they have to like come up with entertainment stuff, dance, choirs, and then I would be the MC there and there. Through comedy. And there were some bunch of guys in class who were also funny. You know, they got on the class in
Sure.
So I recruited those guys and I'm like, yeah, let's do some events, talent show. You'll be telling jokes and whatever. And then it was working out very well at school.
Okay.
It was. And then we got ambitious. We then said, no, this thing can be big. Let's do a show in town. Yeah, I remember we were looking for a hall. There's a hall at SABC. We went there, we wanted to rent the hall inside there. They're like, they gave you the prices there.
Ambitious. At SABC.
Dude, we were too ambitious. It didn't. Then we ended up using. I forgot the name of that church.
Okay.
Here in town. Okay. And they gave us the space for like 350.
350.
Yeah, we managed to get the sound and whatever. And those 4 guys that I had with, and they're like, at school they know us. Yeah, it's like, when we do this thing at school, the hall is packed. Or even here, it's gonna be.
Sure.
Yeah, and then 6 people came.
But that was something.
It was, but it was very dumb. And they were like, what do we do? Like, they paid, let's do comedy. And then they're like, you're gonna start. And then I'm there, like, hey, my name is Stanley. And I was like, no, dude, this is pathetic.
Okay.
This is super pathetic. Let's just go chill with them.
Because there were 6.
We chilled there when we were talking, I'm a funny guy, they were laughing, and then after that they were like, it wasn't as bad, we laughed, it wasn't as bad.
At least they didn't waste their money.
Yeah, then after that I was like, let's stick to the school stuff, Let's stick. So yeah, from there on, I started hijacking events, like if I see someone posting about a wedding, and I'm like, which wedding is it? Can I come and do like comedy for like 5 minutes there? And they would allow me. There's gala dinners, that's yeah. And I only did a show which was a comedy show once, just once. This other time I was just doing events but doing
Weddings
comedy
and things.
Yeah, gala dinners, music festivals. They would like give me 2 minutes and I only did a show. It was Major's show. We once did a show at Makwarela Day.
Yeah.
I was part of the pass the mic team, the ones that are not funny,
Sure.
And it was a disaster. For me, it was.
For you, or
for me, I was the same day. I was scheduled at the same time where I was supposed to be at work. So I got there late, and immediately when I got there, that guy introduced me. Immediately when I was getting in by the gate, he saw me, and then.
It's like it was planned.
Dijiswika, the guy, I want to relax, and I'm from work. I was like, what? I'm late. The guy was like, let's give it up for Stanley. I was like, what? Stanley Brown, and now I need to breathe, and then I just went there and screwed it up. But to me, that was not. It was not a big deal. It never got me worried.
As long as they don't know me.
Some people they think I'm not funny. I was like, hey, no.
As long as they don't know me.
I didn't care. I would go to an event, and I'm like, because I used to watch a lot of what do you call documentaries about comedians, and they'll tell you. You're not a comedian if you've never been booed on stage. I've never been booed on stage, but I've had people coming through to me to say, Konja, you said you're a comedian. You are boring. I've heard that so many times. And I've learned, everyone who's been a comedian, they've been told that at some point.
But what does that do to you when they tell you?
It's damaging, my brother, but then it's one person's opinion at least.
Yeah.
If it's a number of people going, hey, what happened to you? Hey, what was happening there? That's when you get worried. So if people are saying, hey, people are coming to say, I didn't know you're this funny, I didn't know. Then it's just one person's opinion. It wouldn't really, of course, but because it's negative, it will affect you. But I don't think it's one thing that I've listened to that really actually got to me.
These guys.
So I was like,
your neighbors, chief.
Perks of living in the city. That's what you get to. Even 1 o'clock in the morning, that's what you get. So yeah, so it was one of those things. Yeah.
Do you still remember your best? How should I put it? Your best lines.
My best. I used to make jokes about the things I used to do to my granny. Some of it were true.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember there was this joke I used to like. This was a joke that I used to test the crowd.
Okay.
Like I'll be like, yeah. Not long ago, just I used to say I married my granny, and people be like, huh? Married your granny?
Sure.
And I'm like, yeah, let me explain what happened. I skipped school, and I'm just gonna be brief.
Sure.
Skipped school, and for days, and then my granny spoiled me. She's like, you're not going to school today. I'm like, yeah, I'm not. She'll be like, hey, no, but they're running age school. She's done. So I would skip school for like 3 days, and then I was a smart kid.
Okay.
And I'm a fast thinker. Like, you ask me a question, even if I have to save myself, I'll come up with an answer. That's me.
Okay.
Right? So the teacher was like, I think I was in grade like 3 or 4. Then the teacher was like, and then when you haven't been coming to school for the past 3 days, we're gonna punish you. And I'm like, yeah, I can't have that. I'm like, yeah, hey, the reason why I was not coming to school is because there was a funeral, And they'll have to ask who died. My granny passed away.
Sure.
And then they sent me back home. I'm like, your granny died. Everybody knew my granny was super close to me. Yeah. Send me back home. And my granny is there. I'm like, yeah, they gave me another week off. So go next week, my granny. And I didn't really think about it. It's at school. I said there's a funeral at home. After school, my class teacher came.
At home?
And then my granny is like, your teacher is here. Go and hide. And I'm like, no. You go and hide.
I said you're dead.
You go and hide. Because I told them you passed on. It was one, yeah. So, and that's true, I did that. Did I get a beating or not? Hey. So I did it. It was one of my, like, let me test the water. Like, I know if I'm saying everything else and no one is laughing, that one, if they don't laugh, then I'm cursed. So yeah, it was one of those things.
Not many people can tackle this thing of comedy. What does it take to be a comedian?
Hey, creativity, I think.
Okay.
I always have this. I always have this way. One of your crew is dying. Are you okay, sir?
Sure.
So I think creativity. Creativity is you need to.
How many hours day shift?
48 minutes.
Okay.
Creativity, it's what you need to do. You need to have, like, you need to think on the spot, because you can go to an event prepared, right?
Sure.
And then you find out all these jokes that you have prepared, they're not relevant.
So prepared, like you have to write them down.
Yeah, you can't go and prepare them. You need to have your shit up.
Is it?
Yeah, dude. You just have to remember them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You have to remember. So now what I will do, because sometimes I'll forget which one is next, right?
Sure.
What I will do is that I'm not gonna write the whole thing on the phone, but I'll have my phone with me.
Sure.
I'm just gonna have like 1, 2, 3. If I'm just gonna say, I'm like, yeah, fish, and then I know what I'm gonna say about fish. That's what I used to do,
Sure.
So, and when I forget,
Sure.
other, like, the jokes that I've prepared, I'm just gonna find someone there. You need to be spontaneous. You can just start to talk to an audience there, and then there's always a joke there. If you're creative, that's if you're.
But you have never been moved for making a joke to someone who was in the audience.
Nah, no. But I've gotten women though.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember there was this other event that I started attacking this other lady. She was at the lady. Not because there was anything wrong with her. I was like, oh, that lady is beautiful. I was like, I think I should be on her case. And every single time when I was referencing my jokes, and I'm like, I had to make her look like she's stupid. So everything that people don't understand, I'm like, mang. When we say this is what we mean. And then so I was making fun of her, and then exchanged numbers. I don't know what happened after. I don't remember.
Oh. So can you say Mr. Major opened the doors for you in the industry of comedy?
Okay, no, myself and Mr. Major, we never really worked together.
Just because of the event, yes.
Just it was just once.
In
I've
the
tried.
first
I think. I don't know. I don't know. I've tried. Trying to let's do this thing. Let's do. I don't think he was into it though. Everybody has their own plans and their own vision. So I kind of like, oh, okay, Major has his own thing going on the side. I guess that's how he wants it to be. So I was like, oh, let me just do my thing as well. But yeah, I haven't been doing my thing for a while. So I don't know if I'll ever get back to comedy. I don't know. They say that once you stop. They say once you stop. There's never going back. I don't believe it, but one day.
So for real life is really that bad? It's not.
No,
it's
not. It's just that I don't.
It's not funny.
No, it's not. Things are better. Things are just that. After all what has been happening through the depression and when I stopped, then when I finally found myself back, life got busy. I had projects. I was trying this and that. Now there's a new job. It's demanding. So I'm like, I got a lot in my hands now. And then there's a child, and then there's a lot. Now you're thinking of writing jokes. So they call you, hey, diapers are out. And you're like, life is not funny anymore. And then you gotta buy diapers. So it's one of those things.
Looking at me or those guys, can you be able now to create a joke?
Nah, you're not smart enough for my joke.
What do you mean?
Nah, your IQ's wise. No, you'll never get it. Imagine telling a joke and ended up explaining. No, what I'm trying. No. But that was a joke. You laughed. You all laughed. So.
Okay, you have worked for 2 community radio stations.
Yes.
Now you're working for a national.
3.
It's 3.
Yeah.
It's Univen Choice.
Univen Choice.
Okay. I didn't know about that one. Yeah,
it wasn't. I was doing production there for 2 months, and then I was like, I don't even speak the language, so I went to Venue.
But now you're working for a national radio station. How is the experience since Univen FM days?
It's scary and exciting at the same time.
Okay.
But radio is just radio, There's not much difference. It's just different audience.
Yeah.
I think there's
even the equipment, chef. They can scare you.
Nah.
Come on.
Nah, I don't know this. I never felt like my first time there. I never felt like this is new.
First time way, Phalaphala or
the SABC. Okay. I never felt like this is new. I just felt like this is new, and it's a new challenge, and it's a different audience because back then our audiences were your age group, modern people. There you have your grannies, so when whatever you are preparing there, you need to think of those people. Those are your listeners now. You can be. Not everything has to be about. When you're going to the movies at the cinema, there's a granny somewhere who's like, I just want the news.
What is happening?
Yeah, I just want to know what's happening.
Sure.
So when you're preparing your show there, that's what you gotta have in mind, and you also have to have modern people in mind as well. So that's the challenge. You have to find, you have to accommodate all these people at once, and that's the most difficult thing to do. Yeah, that's the most difficult thing to do. And also one of the challenges that I've acquired there is language.
Okay.
I have spent almost 10 years.
Decade.
Broadcasting.
Yes.
In English.
Sure.
Not that at TMB Mara, none of the way. Sure. You're gonna say whatever you're saying, and then unconsciously you're just gonna use an English word in the middle, and now you're working for a PBS radio station that the whole sentence that you're gonna say has to be Ashivenda and the cha.
Chitambao. Sure.
So, you know, half the time you need the one if you let you vend the lesson, and then you're then sounding like you don't know what you want to say because you're like, hey, you're still looking for the because can't do the school.
Sure.
Yeah, so it's one of those. But I would say I've improved on the language. I'm glad that I didn't go straight to the microphone. I went to the production, which gave me time to readjust myself.
Yeah. Do you get this good taste of music from Univen or since you were young? I mean Univen FM, of course.
What do you mean?
The good taste of music.
What do you mean? Like, do I get a good taste of music? What is that supposed to mean?
Do you get this good taste of music from Univen or since
what
you were young?
Good taste of music?
The music you were playing, Chief, at Univen.
Wait, I'm not understanding your question.
Okay,
yes.
I want to know the taste of music that you have. Do you realize that I have a good taste of music from Univen, or since we're young, you knew that you had good taste of music?
I always had a good taste of music.
Okay.
Before I even knew I was going to work on radio, I used to
listen
to weird songs when I was young, and people would be like,
weird as in like old people's songs.
Yeah. I would be singing along to Kajanini when I was just like 6. You see, because I used to listen to radio a lot, and those were songs that were playing. I used to listen a lot to Kefa Simeng, and we would be like, "Ain't you too young to?" Once I remember Macarena na you know.
What's Macarena?
Yeah, you're too young. 2000. You know.
Sure.
Yeah, once I remember your guitar. You know that one for sure.
Which one is
this guy.
The thing I'm not a fan of music, Chief. Like,
so
that extent.
So I'm trying to give you songs that were trending as soon as I were in them, but I was not really into them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I always have a good taste of music, and I think what radio has taught me is to now, personally, if I'm chilling out with a bunch of people, I'm gonna identify the kind of person the kind of people I'm with. Ne? If I am to play music for you, if I am to play music for you, I might have a playlist that is accommodative. Like if another song doesn't accommodate you, it's gonna accommodate then another guy. That's what. Yeah, I've been that type of a person. Okay. I think even if they're like, I'm a music compiler, I think I can do a pretty good job with it. I have a good experience with it because the shows that I was doing at Univen, Choice. Yeah. At some point, I was given a spot to play my own playlist.
Like you have
they took a So I and then the reaction from listeners of the music I was compiling is like, the difference between you and other presenters when you're doing this show is that your music is different. Because I used to I would have my own playlist and
How did it felt to work with Ashifashabba in Choice FM?
It was a great experience, I will tell. It was. He's a hard nut to crack, that guy, but he's a very good teacher, I will tell. I don't think I would know radio as much as I know it if I didn't work with him or work for him. I would say, I've learned a lot. Like that guy is a legend.
Of course.
They call him the University of Radio. Everybody knows that if you have worked for Shabba, you know your stuff. That's
because you grew up watching him on TV.
Yeah, that too, So it was a good experience, I would say. I learned a lot there.
But was there a West day at Choice FM where you didn't agree on something?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like you're working with people that is ought to happen.
There
was an emergency.
Okay.
There was an emergency. It was during December. I was doing my December festive show. It's a special show for December. They were like, can you please do this show? And I was doing it. So it was during the night. I need to knock off at 12, and I was like, I'm tired. I want to sleep. I usually sleep around 3 in the morning. 3 o'clock in the morning. The programs manager there is calling me. Stanley, the guy who's supposed to do the breakfast show is sick.
Okay.
And we're trying to call Mang. They're not picking up their phones. So can you do the show?
Yeah, the last
and I'm like, Ish, listen, that show is big.
Okay.
And I'm tired, right? So I don't think I'm gonna give it my all because I'm tired. Like the radio I had for the day, it's gone on to one show, you know. So if I am to do that show, get me someone, a producer to give me content because my mind is not gonna be there. Like I'm not gonna be creative. I'm too tired. And it's like, no, just go and juggle it. And I'm like, my career is on the line there. You know, I'll be jeopardizing myself if I go and do the show not knowing I'm not gonna kill it. I know because I was tired. And then she's like, I'm trying to find the
producer.
The producer is not picking up his phone. I'm also calling Shaba, he's not available. And I'm like, you need to sort it out because that's the only way I'm going to do this show. And he's like, problem kore. Now I'm jogging. And I'm like,
It's jogging.
No, I have a life. So that's when I got angry. I really lost it there. And I'm like, if you're jogging, then I have a life. I need to sleep, by the way. And this is your responsibility. You can't be... finding those people is your responsibility. You can't be telling me to find them for you because I'm tired. My responsibility is to go on air, and I already done it. I did my show, right? But I was like, if this certain time arrives and you haven't contacted them or they haven't contacted me, I'm going home, and I did. I left.
You left?
Yeah, I went home, and then they called me, and I never picked up the phone. And then
what was going on at the station?
I don't know what they did. I slept. Like nothing is happening.
The radio was quiet.
Yeah. Hey. No, I don't think it was quiet. I think they were on automation or something. I don't know. I don't know.
You did it or they did it?
I left it on automation, but I left. What I know is that I left.
And you didn't alert them?
I told them, if you don't find this person until this particular time, I'm going to leave. Hey. So I left. And then when I left, then they called me, and then, somewhat they realized they were not really fair on me. Chaba texted me, he's like, we understand, don't worry about what happened.
They told him now?
Yeah, I think so. And I was like, I'm not worried. I'm not worried. And then they thought, to my surprise, they thought I was angry to a point where I'm not going to go the following day and do the show. So they were shocked when I went to, because he logged into the main computer there. I think he was trying to do automation remotely. So I'm there, I'm like, who's using this computer? Because someone is using this computer. And this other lady was like, no, it's Shaba. And I'm like, no, say, I'm here, I want to work. He's like, you came to work. I'm like, yeah. You thought that was going to make me... That was in the morning, and about that, it didn't affect my show. I came to work. Then I had to tell him, listen, whenever I'm doing something, I give it my all, right? I felt like the treatment in the morning was not fair, and it was like we agreed and whatnot, and then that was it. The second time, what was happening? Load shedding. Okay. Got me suspended. I was once suspended for no reason, I would say.
Okay. At HSFM.
Yes.
Okay.
I was suspended for a week. What happened? But it was a misunderstanding. I would think, or I would say someone threw me under the bus unnecessarily.
Okay.
What happened was, after my late night show at 12, I was supposed to switch to Energy FM, to the sister station,
yes.
right? Because the next show is going to come from in the morning, so they need to, So I couldn't because of the network, right? Okay. The network was down because of load shedding. My phone had no network, landline had no network, so there was no way I could. No one I could tell. There was no way I could tell anyone.
And you want to go?
I have to. So what I did, the radio can't be left quiet. Sure. So I put an automation, right? I went home and slept. I sent the message to the technical guy. Yeah. Or listen, I left the radio on automation, which means in the morning, because the breakfast show is broadcast from Bulukani, you need to go switch it off, right?
That must be before 6.
Yes.
Sure.
I left that message and I went home and I slept.
The message went through?
It didn't, because I didn't have... I'm like, when the network came... No, I have data, but I didn't have network. Okay. I'm like, when the network comes back, the message will be delivered. So, apparently, the guy saw the message around 7:30, somewhere to 7, right? And then a listener has already alerted those guys. They're like, hey guys, this
We can't hear you,
it's
music.
just hearing music. There's nothing. And then they were asking what happened. And then that's when Taki got the message. I think that's when he woke up and he was like, yeah, no, I just got the message. The radio was on automation. And they were like, what happened? And then my manager called me and said, what happened? I explained, this is what happened.
Sure.
And it's like, can you write it in a report? No, I did. And then Jiggy, I'm receiving an email here, I'm suspended, pending investigation of what happened. I'm like, what? So load shedding is my fault. I was like, anyway, I'm not gonna, let me be professional about it.
Sure.
Within a week, they were like, that issue was tossed away, come back to
Come
work.
back again.
Yeah. And I didn't really like take it personal or whatever. Yeah, I was just like, it happens, misunderstandings. Whatever. And I also realized that for sure they were watching what I'm gonna say on social media, and I didn't say anything. When I got back, I was on leave.
Get you.
I was on leave, yeah.
What one thing can you say you have learned from Shaba and you will always remember it?
One thing, there's a lot of things that I don't know which one to pick, man.
Just pick only one.
I don't know. Well, one thing.
Yeah, one thing.
If you can't learn anything from your own show, nobody's gonna learn anything. Okay. The listeners won't learn anything. So
in short, your show of today has to be different with your show tomorrow.
There's gotta be something you've learned while you're preparing the show that you never knew before. You know, yeah.
That's what he told you, or that's what
he taught me.
Oh, okay.
If you're preparing a show and you don't learn anything new, no one is gonna learn anything new. Yeah.
Between producing and presenting, which one do you like the most and which one do you enjoy the most?
I've never thought of that. I've never thought which one. I love the microphone, I won't lie. I love the microphone.
But
I enjoy producing. Why? Just bringing power is something else. Because when you're producing, you're in power.
Sure.
Though it comes with a lot of responsibilities, because if something goes wrong on the show,
it's on your head,
yeah, it's on my head. If the presenters decide to go AWOL and say something that is not supposed to be said, I need to account for it.
But not play an ad, maybe.
No, that's not my responsibility. That is. I just have to remind him.
Okay.
That's not my responsibility. But as to what to say, what goes on in the show, if he has a guest and insult the guest, didn't I prepare the questions? Why would I? It's one of those.
Between radio and comedy, which one do you like the most? Which one would you choose?
Radio. Radio is my first love, bro.
Nah.
I don't think there's anything I know better
than radio.
And this is what people don't know about radio, is that I know the little things that people think they just, because I hear a lot of presenters just doing things and I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, what was that? What's that for? Like, the reason for that, what was that? Yeah, because I hear a lot of people just think when you're on radio, you just have to go there and sound like someone who's on radio. You just have to go there and be like, no, like, after listening to what you have said, what have I picked up from you? It's either you have entertained me, or you have taught me something, or you have informed me. Let it be at least those three things. When you open the microphone, like, don't tell me you played Rihanna, now you're going to play Makazi, and then you close the microphone. That's the same as you didn't even open the microphone, because you have told me nothing. Who does not know that's Rihanna? Who does not know that's Makazi? Why is that the reason for you to open the microphone?
Sure.
You see?
What do you think of community radio stations that are operating now?
They are teaching people stuff. Most of them are like way too relevant to issues that are happening in communities, I would say. They're accessible. I've learned they're accessible to community members. That's good. And talent-wise, they are producing stuff. You know? I mean, I come from one as well. So so although in a lot of them I hear garbage half the time, and no one is there to say. Let me say I was lucky enough to work with experienced people to have learned from, because there are a lot of things that I used to do, and then I met people. I met Boshava, and I'm like, I used to think I know radio,
But you don't.
Yeah, that was, what was I doing, So yeah, it also helped me to find myself, to find my voice on radio, because I've realized that a lot of these youngsters on radio, they if they don't talk like someone else, they might use their own voice, but talking like someone else that you've heard on radio before. If they don't do that, they are literally copying, doing someone else. I was once told there's a guy who sounds like me in the other radio station. I won't mention it.
Of course.
And I was like, what? Why me? Why? Am I that big? No, but yeah, it's one of those. But yeah,
Majestic Mara. Yo.
No, Majestic Mara. Well, that one is a radio presenter. That's one thing I'm gonna tell you. Majestic, okay. I respect his craft. He's very good. I enjoy listening to that guy. Yeah, I do. And now I hardly enjoy listening to presenters. Like if you are a presenter and I listen to you, it means you make me feel like I'm listening to radio than the person I know. That's what I want from radio, not to listen to, because I'm a critic. When I listen to radio, I'm like, and then. If you have been with anyone who spends time with me, they'll tell you whatever we're listening to radio, and I'm always like, what is this guy doing?
Top 5 radio presenters from all the community radio stations that you know.
Top 5,
sure,
from all the community radio stations that I know.
Yeah, just pick top 5.
Top 5. There's this guy, I don't know his name.
Which radio?
Bembe.
Okay.
He used to do the 9 to 12 one. During the week, it's like a talk show.
Okay.
I don't know his name.
I don't know.
He's very good. He's very good. I love what he does on the show.
Okay.
To me, that's a. I don't usually listen to that radio station, but I bumped into him texting, and I'm like, oh, this guy.
You mean Masiar? Okay.
I'm like, no, this guy is good.
Oh, I think it's Pumuzasiar.
Yes, he's very good. I like him.
Okay. Number 2.
Number two.
Hey, I thought Majestic was going to be top on that top 5.
Number 2. Number 2. On a community radio station, even if it's an older person or
of course.
Even if number 2.
Don't tell me JI, because it's not that good anymore.
Who's that?
Of course. Number 2. Number 2.
He used to be a legend though.
Of course, he used to be.
Number 2. Who can I throw in there? Oh, there's Barman, this kid, Kerumdao.
Okay, I don't know.
She's Choice. Okay. She's there. She's Majestic, number 3. And Livo.
Makwai.
Yes.
Okay.
And she's my student, that one.
Okay.
She's my radio student. And who else? Because now, who else now? Am I leaving someone? Because now the people that you're mentioning, most of them, most of people that I know, they were good. They're no longer in community radio. Most of them are no longer in radio. Most of them are not in community radio stations anymore. Yeah, so let's say one 2. Osaramti.
Sure.
Who can I throw in there? There's this guy. I don't think you know him. There's this guy. His name is K Arts.
I don't know him.
Yeah, he used to work for Energy FM. Yeah, but
the only presenter from Energy FM I vibe with is Agilibor. He is very good, that guy.
Was an Energy presenter.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Before they fired him.
Hagi's also, yeah. How did I forget about him? Hagi's a radio presenter. Yeah.
When you say Ndivo is one of your students, you mean student as in class or individual?
When they were joining Choice FM, she was told, she came to shadow my show.
Okay.
She had no clue. Ndivo was a voiceover artist. She used to record adverts.
At Choice?
No. Before that, she used to make voiceover adverts. She used to record adverts. She's very good with it. And then that's the only thing she knew about the microphone, right? So when she came, I taught her like, no, have a conversation. This is you're not announcing anything. But she would talk like she's announcing it the same way she does with the adverts.
Sure.
So like, no, you need to have a conversation, relax, and then along the way she learned. And she's pretty good. She's easy to listen to as well.
You worked with G-Voice for quite some few years.
Oh yes, G-Voice.
And now you're producing
for him.
For him.
G-Voice. I met G-Voice through Rotlas.
Naromond.
Used to be a rapper, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so we used to do like some community events, and then he would come. I should go rap as well as to the win, whatever. And then he used to love with Jesus. I don't think he remembers. Yeah, he used to love with the adverts, the Phalaphala, and he was very good. I'm like, you're the radio. I was like, yeah. I'm like, then I told Rotlas already, that guy off radio, I think is just very like natural, And then they were holding auditions at Univen. Like, I was like, yo, dude, there are auditions at Univen. Don't you want to try? He's like, yeah, I would love that. And I'm like, yeah. When you do auditions, this is what they're expecting from you. So I wrote him a script, and I'm like, rehearse that. Go, actually present, do this thing, and then they're gonna take you. Because he didn't have a background here radio, so you just know this is From there, and then they took him. That's how it went about. Then I left Univen, and then I remember when they took him at SABC. He came, he's like, yo, dude, no one is planning SABC. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So then I was there, he's like, yeah, I know. I was there advising him, like, yeah, you see these things you post on social media? Hey, like Snyan. Because he used to post a lot of
nasty thing.
Yeah, you know your voice.
Sure.
So that's how his journey started.
Okay.
Yeah, and little did I know that in the next few years
you will be working with him again. Which
was a shock for my seniors at work when they were like, yeah, so this is what you're gonna be doing. You're gonna be producing for I knew Pastor
Mike,
because they were like, these guys work together for sure. They knew each other.
Yeah.
They didn't know. Like, I know them, both of them. They were like, oh, this is gonna be so easy for you. And I'm like, yeah. And they were like, they didn't know I know the people, those two guys.
Sure.
So yeah, I think it has made my job much more easier, and for me to settle in much more easier, because they're not strangers. The people I know, people I sometimes also hang out with a lot beside work.
And since Phalaphala broadcast like in traditional, do you think if they give you a chance to do it, not like a choice where you were doing it in an urban way, do you think you can tackle it?
If they give me a show,
kill
that thing. Oh, dude, the microphone. Don't tell me about the microphone. Microphone!
Sure.
That's my first love.
I was reading the bio you gave me, I don't know. I'm not sure if you still remember that, but you gave me a bio for the sake of the content.
So I did.
You didn't, of course, but for the sake of the content, you gave me a bio.
Oh, okay.
Yes. You said
we do these days.
You said radio taught you to do something in your community. What is it that you are doing?
In my community?
Yes.
What am I doing for the community? Am I for the community? Well, okay. What I do. This is me personally.
Okay.
I feel like, for one to get somewhere at some point, someone has to open a door, a window for you.
Yeah.
Then not necessarily spoon food you, but they gotta open that opportunity for you. And I think many people have done that for me as well. So I do that. If I know someone, I even do this with the shows that I'm doing. Like if I know someone and I feel like, this person, if this person can get a bit of a boost, exposure on radio, I give people that type of a chance. I've gotten people on radio that have never been on radio, but they were doing great stuff. I think that's what I give back.
Majestic, for example. Huh? Majestic, for example.
Majestic, no for me. Oh,
Majestic.
Majestic texted me when he was in high school. He said, Majestic, no, I don't think Majestic was just doing his own thing. Majestic just texted me. He's like, yo, no, I want to work on radio, brah, blah blah blah. And I didn't even respond to his text. And I showed him when he was on radio. I was like, do you remember sending me this? What were you expecting me to do? I don't own this station, bro. It's like, I get it because late night people send me these messages. I don't know what to respond. It's like, that's
Okay.
So even musicians, I've given airtime to poets as well. You're one of those people, actually.
Let's not talk about it.
You're one of the people.
Yeah, because I remember my first radio gig.
It was me.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what I do. I give people opportunities where if I feel like this is a window and I can open it and someone can use it, I'm gonna open that window. That's me. I don't believe in shutting people out.
Sure.
But I don't like being approached by people and say, hey, bruh, I want a slot on radio. It's like, is it relevant to what I want? If it is, I'm going to give you. If it's not, sorry, my guy.
But you did wonders with me.
So, I think that's what I do for the community. I don't know if people do remember all these bunch of things. Because there are also musicians that... if it wasn't for me, the music was not going to be exposed to any airplay on radio. I just wonder if they do remember it. Because I'm not doing it for them to someday say, if it wasn't for Stand-Up Brown. No, I'm just like, I just wonder if they do remember. But
I still remember.
There are certain people who, if it wasn't for me, because I know a lot of music producers, right? So I would spend most of my time, because I would spend most of my time in recording studios, and I bump into people and I'm like, who's there? Who's in the booth? That person is nice. That would be nice for radio. I think that would be nice for radio. And I'm like, can't you know, like, what do they need? And then I'm like, you just need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, I know a guy who can.
Life is not what you know, but who you know.
Yes. So I'm like, I know a guy at Capricorn. I know a guy at SABC. I know a guy at Choice FM. You know.
Sure.
That was me.
I don't know if I can say this on camera, but I will say it because I'm taking over now.
Yeah, and I'll decide if I will answer it.
You are currently enrolled at UNISA for Bachelor of Arts degree in Communication Science. It's true, ne?
Yes.
Okay, what is it about?
It's about media as well, like communication as a whole. Like they teach you about print media, how to address. It's the same thing as I'm doing. It's
You're just aiding.
Yeah. So I'm just doing that as a security. If ever radio doesn't work out, and I'm like, I can apply at the government to the. Never know, I might become a minister of communication.
Like big T vibes. Yes, big T vibes.
You never know. So I'm just doing that for that. Security wise, like, if this doesn't work out.
You don't trust them, ne?
No, it's not about trusting. It's not about trusting. You know, when you're alive, because in media, ne?
Sure.
It's not about anyone else. Even for myself to ruin my career, it takes me a Facebook post. You know, I can do that just with that, and then no one would want to touch me in media again. You see? Yeah, the things you say in public, you know, the things you do in public. So it's, you know, so if you're not careful, like you know, now I'm very vocal about certain things.
Yeah.
So I know there's certain things that I'm like I want to say this, but hey.
There are people who are going to read
my job. You know.
I know this is going to be tricky, ne? But don't give me PR answers, ne?
PR answers.
Do you think you're going to be able to handle the stress next year around March?
I will cross that bridge when I get there. For now, let me focus on what I'm doing. Let me work on what. You see, this is what I do. Ne?
Sure.
I have this tendency. It works for me.
Sure.
I don't worry about tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm like, I worry about now. If I have a project at hand, make this work. You know, that's what I do. So I'm working this work. Next
I feel
year,
pity for you guys. Hey.
Next year,
every year around April, just to be tough.
No, but I've you see, everywhere I've worked, it has always been like that.
Community radio station.
You always get a 12 months.
Okay.
Contract.
Right. I thought maybe it's
this when I feel like this guy That's the industry for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to wrap this up with an IQ test. I want to put you in hot water now. I want to mock you. I want to see how dumb you are. But before that, you were supposed to laugh. It's a joke.
That's a joke.
Before that, I want to know, do you think you have made it into this industry or not? And why do you say so?
Do I think I have made it? I think I'm on the right path. Made it? I think I'm on the right path. I think I'm on.
You're going there.
Yeah, I'm going there. There's never making it, man. If
You always have to challenge yourself.
yeah. I'm on the right path. I'm on the direction that I wanted. Yeah, that's what I can say.
Okay.
Give me 5 years, I'll tell you if I've made it or not.
Now I'll give you 5 IQ tests.
5 what?
IQ
Hey, that
test.
sounded like 5 fuck you tests.
That's a joke.
That's what I had. That's what I had to check.
Question number 1. How many hours makes an hour? Sorry, how many seconds? Eish. Sorry.
How many hours makes an hour?
No, how many seconds? Hey.
That's actually I was checking.
How many seconds?
I'm not good with numbers, so I don't know.
Just guess.
How many hours?
Or should I give you maybe 3 answers and you will pick
For sure.
1,800 seconds?
I'm not
3,000?
good with numbers, dude.
3,400 seconds?
If you're not telling me about money,
3,600 seconds?
Uh,
Just pick between the 3.
last one.
3,600.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2. That's correct. Number 2.
I hate numbers. Does it have to do with numbers? I don't like
No,
numbers.
listen.
I only know 1 + 1 is 4.
Listen carefully
So,
on
yeah,
this
yeah.
one. Number 2. How many vowels are in English alphabet?
Vowels. True. Hey, do you mean in the word or? Oh, you said I should listen carefully.
Sure.
Please repeat the question.
How many vowels are in English alphabet?
In English alphabet. I don't know.
It's 5. A, E, I, O, U.
Oh, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. Or maybe I didn't want to think. It's fine. It's okay.
Question number
Do
3.
you think I do this for my listeners at work?
This is not at work, Chief. Question number 3.
Yeah.
Listen carefully again. KZN is found in which province?
In case it That's the dumbest question I've ever had.
I see you.
So that's dumb. That's dumb. I could have answered it.
Question number 4. Which is the largest bone in a human body?
The largest what?
Bone, Rambo. Bone in a human body.
Longest, largest, biggest.
Largest.
I don't know, but I've never eaten a human being. I don't know.
This guy.
I don't know. Largest.
It's femur.
What's
From
the
here
femur?
to here.
Why would I know that? I didn't
Katerumbe.
even do biology, bro. So I wouldn't know. And I've never slaughtered a human being. Ask me about chickens. I know a thigh as a chicken.
Come on.
I've never.
Question number last.
Yeah. I hope this is a smart one.
What is the difference between a vegetarian and a herbivore?
Herbivore is a meat eater. A vegetarian is a vegetarian. That's not true.
Grass!
It's grass.
What you talking?
What? What is a heavy? What's the word again?
It's animals that eat plants only, herbivores.
So if I don't eat plants,
No,
Am
I
I
get
not
a
a-
vegetarian is a person and herbivores, we speaking in terms of animals.
that was smart. That was smart. That was...
Thank you very much for your time, Brown. I really appreciate
it. No, you're welcome, bro. You're welcome. Thanks as well for making me famous. You keep calling me a celebrity, hence nobody knows
But
me.
you're a celebrity.
What way? How?
You're working for a national radio station.
You know how many people I have on Facebook?
I mean,
400. Do you know how many people are following me on TikTok? 35.
I think it's.
Do you know how many people are following me on Instagram?
How many?
I don't know. They're not enough to make me a celebrity. Nobody knows me, bro. It's only you.
You don't think you're a celebrity?
It's only...
They will know
it's
you.
Only you.
They will know you after the show. Don't worry.
Ne?
Yeah. They will.
Oh, this is big, ne? Bigger than SABC, you say. This is
We are behind you, Chief.
Ne?
We're behind.
Big.
Do you want to ask anything, guys, before I wrap this up?
The sound guy, the light guy, the boom guy. What questions?
They didn't have questions.
I told you they're dumb. Fine. Have you eaten? Yeah.
Hey, Chief.
Are you hungry? Yeah.
We are going to a restaurant after this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to wrap it up. Getting out of
Thank you very much.
No, man, yeah, thank you so much for having me.
I really appreciate this. From myself and the rest of Masters Podcast team, Narazava Tratir, Mushat.
Narazabat.
Hey.
Stop! There's more than one way to resolve issues. Stop the abuse, stop gender-based violence.
Daundina, nende film ranga mseta.
Nende film dauko dani.
Eno film. Arikuru nutambuza wana na bafuma kazi kana gender-based violence.
Utambuza wana na bafuma kazi zukwendesa bano Africa chipende. Naone zitiyo kwenda.
Ara ribone vanga dona ko bachipawon bacha gender-based violence kaba zo report kuma police atsine na havo kana bazibudze muthu watsine ane anga kono bathusa. Nda. Have you ever not been to be recognized in a public space?
Akatamba ngachipenda sikuenda kuzibona zona chitanga chikomuri ha kamkula chikori ha.
Now we are going to and every tribe that has tuned in.